Becoming a man and a woman of fire.
Comment devenir un homme ou une femme de feu.
How to be a conductor of fire.
Comment être un conduit de
In the
feu.
realm of the spirit, it is not men of giftings that matter. No. A generation we are in now is a generation obsessed with power. Obsessed with the gifts of the spirit. Right now, if I say who wants to be on fire, everyone will stand up. If I say who wants to prophesy, you will see everyone will stand up, but they will be jumping up and down because it is a wrong generation with the wrong focus.
La génération dans laquelle nous sommes, ce sont des gens qui sont obsédés par la puissance. Tout le monde veut prophétiser.
Where God begins to look for people to use. He's not looking for people of gifts.
Dieu cherche des gens à utiliser, mais il ne cherche pas des gens qui ont des dons.
Do you understand that zero can actually take you somewhere, but zero with knowledge will take you further?
Le zèle peut t'emmener à un certain niveau, mais le zèle sans l'intégrité ne peut t'emmener encore. Le zèle avec l'intégrité peut t'emmener encore plus loin.
So we kind of have a generation that feels I need gifts. I need to be a prophet. I need to be an evangelist. I need to be a pastor. I need to heal the sick. I need to walk on water. That's the obsession. God is not looking for people with that kind of need.
Dieu ne cherche pas des gens qui ont des besoins, qui se disent j'ai besoin de guérir, j'ai besoin de dons. Dieu ne cherche pas ce genre de personnes.
And I know you can be bored by it because you are here and you just want an impartation. Man of God, just lay hands on me like this and I get an impartation. Let me explain. You understand one thing about sacrificial people. People who are on fire. Even the devil was created with fire in him. If you look in the book of Ezekiel, it actually says, and I will cause the fire in the midst of thee to consume you from within. And he said he makes his ministers what? Flames of fire. That means in the inside of you there is already a fire.
La Bible nous dit que le même diable a été créé avec un feu au-dedans de
Apostle Paul
lui.
had to say to one of his sons, stay up. In other words, the brother had let the fire go low. Now he wants him to stay it up. So if you feel like you want to stay up your fire, it simply means you don't have enough flames. How to be a conductor of fire. That wherever you go, people can say, there. You make a big entrance. I'm talking about men and women of God who make a big entrance. When you arrive, they say attention. When you talk, attention. When you speak, attention.
Comment être un conducteur de feu pour que au moment où tu parles, il y ait de l'attention sur toi.
Sit down. Wherever I am, I cause confusion. That's a fact. In your mind, you might think I'm in trouble. But what kind of man makes the whole nation, the whole country, the whole continent, the whole world? What kind of a man? I attract attention. There can be 20 people in anything, in any program. All the 19 are doing wrong and are doing wrong. I can be silent like this. I'm the center. They'll say, what about this guy?
Le prophète dit que plusieurs personnes peuvent commettre la même erreur. Mais l'attention va être sur lui.
But guess what? The whole thing is turned towards me. Why? Men of fire. Men of fire. Attract attention.
Les hommes de feu attirent l'attention.
Pare soven arcadele genombra et cavavus. If you are going to listen to this and pay attention, the Spirit of the Lord, like a mighty rushing wind, will push you to your destiny faster than you speak. That's what I said in tongues.
Si tu tires attention sur ce que le prophète dit, le feu de l'Esprit Saint sera sur toi.
The whole Bible. I told you one day, I was just sitting down and the Lord said, what is that you are holding? I said, it's a Bible. He said, no. What is it you are holding? I said, it's the word of God, your word. He said, no. I said, it's the Logos. He said, no. I said, it's the Rhema. I said so many things until God said, no, son. From the book of Genesis to the book of Revelation, this thing you are holding, these are all the people that tried to fight me and they lost.
Un jour, Dieu a demandé au prophète qu'est-ce qu'était la Bible. Dieu lui a répondu que c'est un rassemblement de personnes qui ont voulu combattre Dieu et n'ont pas gagné.
To fight God and God beat them up. To the book of Revelation.
Depuis Genèse jusqu'à l'Apocalypse, ce sont des gens qui ont voulu combattre Dieu mais qui n'ont pas gagné.
You shall be a man and a woman of fire.
Tu seras un homme et une femme au feu. Un homme qui attire l'attention.
If they are supposed to give a contract to one person, you are the one they should give to.
S'ils veulent donner un contrat à une personne, tu seras la personne qui aura ce contrat.
If you get to a job interview and there are 100 people, pray for the 99.
Si tu vas faire un interview et qu'il y a 99 personnes, tu seras la personne qui aura l'interview.
So from the book of Genesis, I don't know if you can, give me this book. You see this Genesis of yours? I want to show you something. Hope you're going to understand it. So if you go to the table of contents, if you have your table of contents, or maybe you have the chair of contents, oh, you get it when you get home. Table, chair, stuff.
Si tu ouvres ta Bible dans la table des matières,
the book of Genesis. So in the book of Genesis, if you start with the book of Genesis, it goes to a number called in the beginning, which is number 1. In the beginning, it is Bereshith. And Bereshith, but the last letter of Bereshith is Tov, which is the last letter in the Hebrew language. But it is also the first letter of the word Torah. Torah are the first 5 books of what? Of Moses. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Hear this. Let's go, No other book is like what I'm about to tell you. They tried with computers. It can't work. Only the Bible. So Bereshith, Torah. What is the Torah? The books Moses wrote. 5 books. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. And the first name, the first word, Bereshith. If I have time here, I will tell you that word Bereshith in the beginning. You can find Jesus in that same word. The sacrifice of Jesus, how Jesus is going to die in one word, in the beginning. If I turn it into Hebrew, but I'm not doing that now. Now, the last letter of Bereshith is the first letter of the word Torah. Here it is on the beginning. So in the beginning of the Bible, it already says Moses is writing the Torah. Yes, sir. Hear this. If you skip 50 letters from that Bereshith and get to a point, it reads Torah. If you skip again 50 letters, as you're going in Genesis like this, line by line, and you skip until the end of the book Genesis, every 50 letters will spell Torah. Okay, they didn't get it.
Dans le livre de Genèse, il y a le mot Bereshith. Le mot Bereshith, ce sont les 5 lettres. Tu pourras trouver à chaque 5 lettres, il y aura le mot Torah. Torah, ce sont les 5 livres que Moïse a écrit. Chaque 5e mot du mot Bereshith dans le livre de Genèse, tu vas tomber sur les lettres Torah qui sont les 5 livres que Moïse a écrits.
Guess what you do? 50 letters, 49, the 5th letter, you find the word Torah in reverse. Now it's pointing to what? Towards a book we skipped, which is Leviticus. So Genesis and Exodus are pointing to Leviticus. Leviticus doesn't work with 50 skips. So it goes to Numbers. Numbers, now every 50th letter, it says Torah backwards. 50th letter, Torah backwards. Until the last sentence. Then you go again to what? To Deuteronomy. 50, it spells Torah backwards. Torah backwards. Until the last letter. No jokes in the Hebrew. In other words, the first 2 books of Moses, they are pointing to Leviticus. The last 2 books are pointing back to Leviticus. And Leviticus is where you find the sacrifice of Jesus Christ.
Si tu vas dans le livre de Nombre, chaque 50e mot.
Write the words Adam, Seth, number 2, going down. These are the first 10 names in the Bible. Adam, Seth, number 3, Enosh, number 4, Kenan, number 5, Mahalalel. Are we still there? Number 1, Adam, number 2, Seth, number 3, Enosh, number 4, Kenan, number 5, Mahalalel, number 6, Jared or Jared, Enoch, number 7, Methuselah, number 8. It needs to be one by one, going down, not in one line, going down like this. See, I say Evangelist Lee is copying. Number 9, Lamech. Number 10, Noah. Are you here? So Noah, in front of Noah, write comfort. In front of Noah is the last one. Comfort. Isn't it amazing that the word Noah, if you go in reverse, it gives you grace?
Le mot Noé, quand tu le lis en arrière, ça te donne
Noah
grâce.
In reverse in the Hebrew, it gives you the word grace.
En hébreu, quand tu lis Noah, quand tu lis Noah en arrière, ça te donne grâce.
The word Lamech, which is number 9. Are you there on the word Lamech? Number 9. Lamech means despairing or despair. Are you there? Are you flowing? We want to finish this fast. Methuselah, in front of Methuselah, put his death shall bring. That's the meaning. Or it shall happen when he dies. So it means his death shall bring. The word Enoch means teaching. A lesson or teaching. Are you there? The word Jared means shall come down. Shall what? Shall come down. The word Mahalalel means the blessed God. It means what? It means the blessed God. Kenan means sorrow. Enosh means mortal. Seth means appointed. Adam means man. Now, if you bring that picture there so that we can see. So if you read from the top, we have to start from God, right? Who is the first one? So if you read, looking at your notes now, these are the first 10 names in the Bible. First 10. The God-man is appointed, a mortal man, sorrow, born in sorrow, that the glory of God shall come down, teaching that his death shall bring those in despair comfort.
Okay. Le prophète vient de donner les 10 noms, les 10 premiers noms de la Bible, qui veut dire Adam veut dire homme, Seth veut dire nommé, Enoch veut dire mortel, Canaan veut dire chagrin, Mahalalel veut dire Dieu bénira, Jared veut dire descendra, Enoch veut dire enseigner, mais tout cela veut dire sa mort apportera, Lamech veut dire désespoir, et Noé veut dire confort.
That the blessed God shall come down, teaching that his death shall bring those in despair comfort.
En d'autres termes, si tu lis depuis le début, ça veut dire le Dieu homme sera nommé mortel, apportera la mort et le chagrin, mais Dieu bénira et descendra, il enseignera et sa mort apportera à ceux qui ont le désespoir le confort qui était Noé.
So everything you see in the Bible was already planned. Let me explain to you, ladies and gentlemen. If the 2 books of the Bible are pointing to Jesus Christ, sacrifice, and the 2 last books of Moses are pointing back to Leviticus, where we find the sacrifice, there is one conclusion: that God is moved by a sacrifice. Right now, the moment I say this, your problem is to start thinking I'm talking about offerings.
Les livres de Moïse, les livres de Moïse se pointent ou bien donnent la direction vers le Lévitique, là où ça montre comment est-ce qu'on offre un sacrifice. Mais quand on dit un sacrifice, les gens commencent à penser offrande.
So in the realm of the spirit, God is not interested in your gifting. He's not interested in how you are showing off and you're moving around and saying, can I prophesy? That doesn't move him a bit. What moves him is fire. Let me explain. But for you to be able to contact fire, there are two things you ought to do.
Dieu est bougé non pas par autre chose, les dons. Il est bougé par ton feu.
It's only the mature ones that shall grab something and chain in the spirit with me. For you to be a conductor of fire, God is moved by a sacrifice.
Pour que tu deviennes un conducteur de feu, Dieu doit être bougé ou bien touché par un sacrifice.
And there came a fire out from before the Lord and consumed upon the altar and burnt offering and the fat. Do you notice? Whenever a sacrifice was put on the altar, God answered by fire. So in order to conduct fire, you need to be a sacrifice.
À chaque fois qu'un sacrifice était posé sur l'autel, Dieu répondait par le feu. En d'autres termes, tu as besoin de devenir un sacrifice.
So the idea of fire, of being a man of fire, is not an issue of prayer. It's not an issue of speaking in tongues. It's an issue of, are you presenting yourself as a sacrifice on the altar of God? Because God only answers by fire when he sees an 1 Chronicles 21:26 quickly because of time. And David built there an altar upon the Lord, unto the Lord, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings, and called upon the Lord, and he answered him from heaven by fire. Every time fire came from heaven, there was a sacrifice or there was something to be burnt. Now then missing it. So most of you want the fire, but you don't want to sacrifice anything. Some of you will never have children. Some of you will never be married. See, here we go. Some of you pastors will never have 200 members. Never. It's your sacrifice. Whatever you take pride in can be the sacrifice God wants you to give.
Chaque chose que tu veux, dans laquelle tu trouves l'audacité, ou bien dans laquelle tu trouves que tu as de la valeur, c'est ce que Dieu veut avoir comme un sacrifice.
Matthew, chapter number 19, verse number 12. For there are some eunuchs. Eunuchs means those with no reproductive organs. Yes. So in the olden days, you will have people that were castrated, or you are removed. Even if you're a woman, they will remove the organ. You will not be able to be intimate with a man. And all you are doing is to serve God or to serve the king. So the king required eunuchs, because eunuchs are the ones who would love the king in a better way. Why? Because they are not thinking of passing the wealth to their family. So they say, I'm just here for you. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not having any descendants from me. So you're going to serve with me. Do you see? That's eunuchs. So when you see Queen Esther, the person who was taking care of Queen Esther was a eunuch. Why? It's a man who is a eunuch. Why? The king knew, if I take this man, he will never sleep with my wife, because he has no reproductive organ.
Il y a les eunuques qui le sont depuis le sein de leur mère. Les eunuques, ce sont des gens qui n'ont pas d'organes de reproduction.
This same man would keep wealth to give who?
Les eunuques, ce sont des gens qui ne peuvent pas garder la richesse, parce qu'ils ne peuvent pas transmettre la richesse à leurs descendants, puisqu'ils n'ont pas d'organes de reproduction.
There are some eunuchs which were born from the mother's womb, means that they were born with nothing. You are trying to correct an error. This one, the problem is the reproductive organ is like this, like this. God is like, no, eunuch. You would try to get men of God to pray for you, and God said, no, that's the sacrifice I need. So until you bend towards that, you can never be on fire. So all your prayer requests are going one direction. Hear this now. Which were born from their mother. And there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs by men. That to arrange and say, make me this way. I knew you were not here. Definitely, I knew you were not here. Do you want to send their women here and their men here who will say, I never get married, I'm okay with this? Not because they are afraid of submission. No. Because they just made themselves so. I'm not doing it.
Il y a des eunuques qui le sont devenus par les hommes.
Someone wrong?
Il y a des eunuques qui le sont devenus par les hommes. Pourquoi ils se sont forcés eux-mêmes à devenir des eunuques? Pourquoi ils ont choisi ce genre de vie?